fuck going on, goddammit? Man, I'd rather be fucking homeless. On some real shit. I'd rather be homeless than have a bunch of assets that I could not afford. On some real shit. 99% of people nowadays just they overconsume. They have a bunch of shit that they really can't fucking afford. Have car payments, rent, all that shit that they know they can't afford, right? Instead of cashing out on a A to B beater car, they'll take out a fucking lease on a BMW they cannot afford. That shit will only set you back. On some real shit, I feel like you have to make that mistake earlier on and kind of learn that shit earlier on. You know, it's like a phase you go through. Thinking that materialistic shit will make you any bit happier. Only if you could truly afford that materialistic shit, it will not make you happy. Because if anything goes down, you'll be stressed out of your fucking mind. Because you know you can't afford it. So then when that car breaks down and all this other shit, you're going to be stressed as fuck. And you're just going to be even more broke. And in a worse position at the end of the fucking day. Doesn't matter how much money you make. You got to reserve some of that shit. You want to be on some bare minimum shit for a little bit. Not your whole fucking life. But especially if you're in your fucking 20s. Oh, everybody's broke. The fuck? Most people in their early 20s are broke as shit. In debt, all this other shit. So why try to pretend that you aren't? Try to get a fat whip that you cannot afford. Try to do all this shit that you cannot afford. Luxurious clothes and all this shit. Brother, invest that shit. Fuck. Get that A to B car. Swallow your fucking ego. Swallow your fucking pride. And you'll thank yourself later. You'll pat yourself on the back later. I'd rather be fucking homeless than own assets that I cannot afford. Be paying all shit that I cannot afford. For what? If I can't afford a car, I'd rather not have a car. I'd rather Uber or walk or whatever the fuck to where I have to go until I could really afford that motherfucker. Until I could cash out theoretically on that motherfucker. Now I don't have to cash out on that motherfucker. But if I had the ability to, then I could lease it out. You know what I mean? If you know at the end of the day, if anything goes down, it will not stress you at all. Like it will not even like affect you. Buy it. That's fine. Like you should get to a point where you buy whatever the fuck you want. But earlier on, don't make that mistake and build up your fucking debts for no fucking reason. It's only gonna fuck you over in the long run. So for right now, get that beater car. You know? Who gives a fuck? Because of the way that you look? Because your car is falling apart? Motherfucker, I guarantee you, that 20-year-old and that BMW or whatever the fuck, they most likely cannot afford it. If they could afford it, cool. That's good. Like, shout out to them. But most likely, they can't afford it. You know, they're still broke as hell. But they drive a BMW, but they're broke. You could probably have more money in the bank than them, more in investments than them, and have a beater piece of shit car. Because that shit will not make you happier unless you could really afford it. Unless you've done shit to where you get to a point where you could afford it. Fuck. Stop trying to like keep up with everybody and do all this bullshit. Like for what? Wear designer, this, that. Brother, wear what you want. Wear what, like, do what the fuck you want. Don't try to just like buy shit and go to the next step and all this just to try to fit in. Fuck is that about? Fuck is that about? I feel like this is solid ass advice because most people fall into this trap. This consumerism fucking trap. You gotta learn how to take advantage of that shit. You're not supposed to be the one consuming. You're supposed to be the one producing. That is how you win in this consumer economy. Otherwise, you will get fucked over. Right? Don't you want to get to a point where you could buy whatever you want and not stress, and you could actually provide and grow a family eventually? Or maybe you don't want a family. Just, grow with people or whatever the fuck you want. Like, be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do. But if you fuck yourself over now, it's only going to get harder. Because if you have nothing saved up or invested, by the time you're like 30, it's not over, but you're going to feel like it's over for you. You're going to feel like you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. Because now people are going to look at you and actually judge you and be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a failure because you're in a beater, this, that. Which by no means I think you are. But if you have nothing in your 20s and you drive around at that beater, it's like, it's understandable, you know what I mean? Fucking, you just got into the fucking workforce. Fuck. Supposed to have all this shit. And then you look at fucking Instagram or whatever the fuck and think that you gotta achieve that shit quick as fuck. Bro, this shit takes fucking time. All this shit takes fucking time. You gotta realize that shit. Motherfucker, be patient and actually get shit done. Actually get shit done. Actually save up that money. Invest that shit into things that you believe in. I would never advise you to invest in certain stocks, this, that. Number one, like the video I posted yesterday, invest in yourself first. And then invest in assets that you fucking believe in. That's the best way to go about it. That's how I feel. If you feel like Bitcoin is a safe investment, fuck it. Go for it. If you feel like the S&P 500 is a safe investment, fuck it, go for it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, just do shit that you believe in and don't live for other people. Like, the reason people get all these fucking flashy fucking things is, number one, they think it will make them any bit happier, but it won't. The thing that will make you happy from that materialistic shit is the work that you put in to get that materialistic shit. Like, if you win the fucking lottery tomorrow and then you buy a bunch of materialistic shit, it's not going to really mean much. It's going to kind of be worthless. Because deep down, you didn't work for that shit. You just got that. That's the epitome of getting lucky. Like, that's actually getting lucky. Like, you didn't put in no work for that shit. So you're not going to feel any pride when you drive around in that shit. Or, you're going to get tired of that shit. But if you get to the point where you work so hard and you could afford all this shit, it's going to feel good when you make that purchase. So take your time and wait for that moment. Don't rush it. Don't rush the process. You don't need that Beamer now. You don't need that motorcycle now. You don't need that vacation now. Just put your head down, put in that work, and shit will come eventually. I fucking love y'all. I really fucking love y'all. Hope y'all doing good. Have a great day. Zach Store.